Welcome to Mugello in the GT series. I have chosen to go with the beautiful old Porsche and see how it's going to perform at the short circuit of Mugello. As we all know, the Porsche handles extremely well and it's actually a real pleasure to drive. I'm going to apologize ahead of time though, I might sound absolutely dreadful. I have a touch of the old illness and hopefully it will pass sooner than later. So if I do sound awful, my apologies there, but let's get on to the race. As you can see, I've chosen not to qualify for this thing, and I'm starting off in position 13, which is quite far down the list. But I think we can make a good go of this, where someone forgot to start the race, which is quite interesting. And that's gave us a few places there already, which is kind of handy. I'm not going to lie. I'm not the only Porsche in this race. There's one up in front. There's an Audi R8, Aston Martin. There is quite a nice list of different cars. I think it's Ferrari trying to make their move there. And up the hill we go. Still in position 10. Getting up behind the Aston Martin up in front with a bit of a love tap and an absolute form of destruction there. And coming out the other side, thankfully in one piece, and the Aston is also still on the track. I think the radar system needs looking at, or people need to turn it on, not too sure. But thankfully there is a person gravel castle building and actually managed to come back on a track. Usually that is made out of quicksand. But we have survived lap 1 and already are in position 6. That was a bit of a sketchy moment there. And it actually benefited us a little bit because we did come out the corner quite powerful. So we are neck and neck with the Ferrari to our left hand side. Coming down here, contact has been made, braking at the 100-meter board hard down to second gear and then coasting it around the corner and accelerating on the other side. There's a little bit of chaos going on behind, but thankfully we managed to make it through that corner and got away from all the shenanigans. Right, coming out of this corner now, loving to go onto the green patch, really maximize use of the track, but you got to be mindful it really is easy to get a penalty there as well, especially when you push it a little bit too hard and you go a little bit wide like I am now. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, it's quite easy to get absolutely railed there, especially the penalty system likes to give out fines for no reason. That was a lucky dive from the NSX up in front, but we're now down to position 6 and yeah, we have a good run. And thankfully a little bit of slipstream. Got the inside line in the next corner, braking at 100-meter board down to third gear. I'm going to knock it into second, get better rotation as we're coming round, accelerating out of the corner. I'm not going to battle too much now for a position in the race. It's more about consistency, and I'll battle a little bit later on down the line. We do have 21 laps of this beautiful track to go through. But we're going to make it work, and hopefully the NSX doesn't get too far. Oh, we're in position 5 all of a sudden. Someone must have quit the race. I didn't see that happen. And I've got off track. And, oh, no penalty. Penalty system is in love with me at the moment, by the looks of it. Because usually there, I usually have a lovely 0.6 to 0.4 second penalty. It definitely hands them out on those stretches. Now, coming out of the corner, we are still in a grand old position 5. 0.8 seconds away from the car behind. Thankfully they're not going to be in the slipstream. 1 second away from the car up in front, which is not good because I'm losing time from them, and in reality I want to be gaining time rather than losing time. So got to try and get a bit of a nail down. They're now 1.4 seconds away. I do feel the NSX does handle very, very well on this track, and it is quite a powerful car. Some may say it's OP, I'm not too sure. I've driven it a handful of times, and yeah, I've not really made my mind up on that car yet. So let me know what you think about it down in the comments section below, and tell me what you think about the NSX as well as the Porsche, because a lot of people say the Porsche is also OP. It does handle very well, I'm not going to lie. It's got a bit of boot on it as well. Oops, sorry. And yeah, I think they're all pretty good in their own little areas. We have now set a 57.787 a lap, which is not a bad going. 2 seconds away from the car up in front, 1.1 second away from the car behind. If this carries on, I think we're going to end up being by ourselves for most of the race, because they're just going to keep eking away while the cars behind are also going to be, well, we're going to eke away from them as well. So it may end up being a lonely race. I don't know. We are setting a better lap time again, which is good news. Over the curbs we go, watching for the sausages. Off the track again, thank you very much. Lost a bit of time there thanks to the gravel, and got a 0.4 second penalty. Yep, gravel slowed me down, and then I got a 0.4 second penalty for time gained. Very interesting. Very interesting. I don't know who does the maths here. I really don't. But it is what it is. It's no point worrying about it, because we're now 2.6 seconds away from the car in front and 1.2 away from the car behind, locking up the front right hand wheel as I come into this corner here. Thankfully the cars up in front are still in sight, so that means I can still try and catch them up. Oh, coming around here now, bit of smoke from the cars up in front, hopefully a little bit of chaos. Look at that, we're milking it in. And 1.3 seconds away from the cars, which is quite nice. I wonder what happened there. But coming around here now, going over the sausages and out the other side, thankfully not going too wide. But that does mean also that I had a bit of space to go a little bit quicker. So I could have maximised a little bit more of my track abilities. The car behind is now 0.5 seconds away, so they are coming up behind us. Cars up in front are 1.8 seconds away and getting away a little bit more as well. Really got to watch out what the car behind is going to do. Last thing I want is a last second dive bomb. So I'm going to defend into this corner, come over on the right side and take the inside line again. Up the hill we go. Back over onto the left, using as much of the track as I can. Or back over to the right hand side. Should have gone a bit tighter on the right, then that would have been a bit faster. But coming out of this corner now, straight along here, braking as the darker patch comes in. They are looking to make a move behind, and I'm not giving them that position either. Hopefully that they do follow me as I go wide into some corners, and that be to their detriment. Oh, nearly lost the car then. Oh, so another NSX in it. Yeah, I got a feeling that the NSX might be a stronger choice for this track, because it does seem to be quite competitive. Is the best way of putting it. Well, I am doing all right, but as not as quick as some of them. Anyway, braking down to this corner now, locking up that wheel again, down to second gear, rotating it round and up the hill we go. Keeping on the right hand side here, touching the brakes here, over the curb on your left, and then back over the curbs on your right hand side. Watch out for those sausages, because depending on your tune, they can be either helpful or destructive. So, braking into the darker patch here, over the curb on your left, and bring it back over on your right side, over the curb on the right, onto the pads here, and starting out the other side. Again, watch out for the penalty system. Coming around here now, cutting this corner, down the hill, Porsche having a little bit of a moment there. Coming around this corner now, 1.2 seconds away from the car up in front. And thankfully 4 seconds away from the car behind. So we are down to position 6, which is not good news. Position 1 is long gone ahead, 10 seconds away. And thankfully though, the pile of cars up in front are just about up in front. So we're not losing too much time per se. Although it would be nice to be a bit quicker. That's all I can say. I've got to try and have a bit more confidence in this car and push it a little bit more. Looking at my tyres though, we are doing rather well. And I know this is a medium length race, but I'm quite impressed with how these tyres are doing really. Medium set of tyres, I might pit at lap 11 or lap 12. And then for the second half of the race I'll have a better set of tyres overall, and that's the idea from it. So extend what we have now and push a bit harder later. That's the idea anyway. Whether it works out or not, we're going to soon find out, but everybody on the leaderboard has a penalty. So I'm not the only one, which is quite nice. Now the NSX has overtaken the yellow Ferrari. We may see a bit of battling going on, and that may mean that we can capitalise upon that, which is only good news for us really. Coming out of these corners now, 2.6 seconds away. if there was any capitalization, they're going to have to go into the gravel pits and be stuck there for a good 2 seconds before we can make a move, which I don't think is going to happen really. The NSX is long gone from the Ferrari, which is, oh, there's people in the dirt. There's people out of the dirt. Nobody's lost out there. So, shame, but it is what it is. Tyres are still looking relatively good, so we may extend it one more lap. Not too sure. See how it goes, really. I think until we start getting a bit, even though we're on to minor wear and the tyres are still holding up rather well, we can still keep pushing. Whether they behave in that manner, we'll soon find out. But they may go into minor wear and be like two jellies, or riding on wheelbarrows, where you just have zero grip and the car's just flopping about everywhere. Not too sure yet. We haven't really extended it that far, so we're going to soon find out at the end. But the back end is starting to step out a little bit. Wear is starting to be shown, and we're going to extend it for another lap. 3 seconds away from the car up in front, 4.1 seconds away from the car behind. Start of lap 12. Things are looking pretty good. I don't think we have any cause for concern at the moment, although I would love to be in a higher position. 3.6 seconds away from the cars in front is not the best of views. 3.9 seconds away from the car behind, which is good news, but time can be really easily eaten up or disappeared, especially if you go off track. 3.9 seconds away from the car behind will be swallowed up in no time, as well as the same as the cars up in front. If they go off track, we're going to be able to capitalize upon that. They're not that far away yet that we can't capitalize, so not all is lost as of yet, although the Ferrari up in front does seem to be having, oh yep, what's going on there? Did he generally miss the pit turn? Oh my gosh, no way. Well, we're going to go for another lap. We're in position 4, so that was 2 cars in the pits. 1 didn't make it into the pits, and 1 did. And our tyres are still looking pretty good. Already, though, we are doing rather well. Position 4, 3.1 seconds away from the car in front, 14.5 seconds away from position 1. So we have lost 5 seconds overall, but thankfully we're still 4.3 seconds away from the car behind. Bearing in mind though, they may well be on a different strategy, so if they're on hard tyres, they're going to be able to last a little bit longer and then go into soft tyres. So when they go into the soft tyres, they may start eating up their time that they're losing at the precise moment, which is never a good sign. But we are not on a minor wear yet, so we're going to go for another lap. And we are starting lap 14 on the same set of medium tyres. I think these tyres are doing extremely well. So credit where credit is due. We're in position 2. And, oh, well, there you go. 1 tyre on the front has gone on to minor wear. I can't really grumble at that. I mean, I'm absolutely shocked at how well these tyres have lasted. They have done ever so well. I mean, everybody else is in the pits at the moment. I didn't realise how good this Porsche was on tyres, especially at this track, where this track is known to be actually quite tyre hungry because of how fast the corners are. Hard braking, hard cornering, hard acceleration out of the corners. You know, you're not giving the tyres an easy life here. So yeah, I'm actually quite shocked at how well these tyres are. And I'm actually more shocked at how it's the front tyres that's given up first and not the rear tyres. So yeah, we've done rather well. But time for us to pit ourselves. And thankfully we didn't take the same scenario as the other person did and totally missed the pit entrance. But we are going to go for a set of soft tyres. Oh, look. Oh, there we go. All 4 tyres are now on minor wear. Well, whilst we're in here, I'd like to take a moment out to thank our channel members, which are Jeffrey Anderson, Andy Good, DMC Motorsport Sigmatic, Daniel Adams, John Burns, and AK47. Thank you guys very much for supporting the channel, and if you enjoy what you're watching here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Coming out of the pits, we're still in position 5, position 6, position 6. Just checking that Fuji D wasn't coming up any quicker behind. You can be quite surprised at how someone can overtake you, especially on that run, because you're doing excess amounts of speed. Time like that can be eaten up very quickly. So maybe these guys are on hard tyres, extending it, and then going to go to the pit soon to go on the soft tyres. But thankfully we're on the soft tyres now because how well our mediums lasted. So we're going to be, as you can see, rather quick. Surprisingly though, NRG Solberg hasn't pitted yet. So they are staying out again? Were they on hard tyres all along and actually just insanely quick? It's very interesting to know. If you see this video, buddy, let me know down in the comments below. But coming along here now, we are still in position 6 with a 0.4 second penalty and looking to make a move on this Ferrari up in front. Braking down the second gear, turning in, going up the inside of Ferrari, who did go wide. Maybe their tyres have just given up at the end of that straight, and that'd be quite frustrating. You can imagine braking that corner like you normally would, and then your tyres going, nah, I'm good, mate. Thank you very much. And you can see they've gone off track again, so I reckon definitely those tyres are cooked. Right. Coming through here now, we do seem to be a bit playful on the rear end. And that, again, the front tyres are going to be gripping a lot more than what they usually do. So that's not really a grumble, to be fair. I just like the back end to be a little bit more in check. But I think they've gone into the pit, so they've just been overtaken by Fuji D, who is 3 seconds away from me now. We are 5.2 seconds away from the car up in front, who does also have a 2.4 second penalty, which is quite a large penalty. Makes you wonder though, really, because when you get a 2.4 second penalty like that, is that because of a collision? Or is that because of an off-track? Now, to get 2.4 seconds for an off-track now, you have to do something quite serious. So, I'll probably put it down to collision, maybe. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. What kind of penalty do you think that's from? Because Fuji behind has a 1.6 second penalty, which I'm more inclined to be like, that'll be an off-track. Unless Position 4 has been organising and collecting a load of penalties throughout the whole race, and constantly going off track on, let's say, some of the corners that I say you've got to be wary of. That would be understandable as well. Now we're setting a best lap time of 56.454. Not bad overall, really, but I think we could get into the 55s. Just got to push this car a little bit harder, have a bit more trust in the car. It's definitely possible. So, because, well, other people are doing it, so it's definitely possible, yeah. Coming around this corner now, we are 5.6 seconds away from the car in front, 2.5 seconds away from the car behind. Tyres are looking good. Not many laps left to go towards the end of this race. It's very rare that you actually do get this layout. You usually get the bigger layout for the GT racing. And it's quite nice to be able to have, well, the shorter layout. I quite like the shorter layout. And it's quite competitive. And it provides a different strategy as well. So like you saw, I was managed to able to let these medium tyres constantly pull me through right towards the end, and I could go straight onto softs, which is very, very unusual. Usually you have to go hard then soft or medium to medium. So this car has been an absolute diamond on tyres, and it's quite nice to not have to do the long circuit. Usually this circuit here is reserved for more the touring cars and the not so fast cars, that's the best way of putting it. So it's quite nice to have it in rotation for a change. Coming around here now, there is a ghosted car. That's position 12 there. A few people have left the race. A good few people have quit the race. Because if I've only just started overtaking position 12, I started off position 13. So whereas everybody else gone. Bit of rear end happiness coming out of the corner there. I do find the car doesn't seem to... The rear tyres aren't that comfortable on soft tyres. Where the front tyres are loving the amount of grip they can put out. Rear is just like, nah, let's have a bit of a slide. But we have not really done anything. We're still in position 5. We have 3 laps of fuel left though, which is quite nice. We've done alright on fuel. Not like that race where I ran out of fuel. But coming around this corner now and accelerating up the hill, we only have this lap to go and one more after that. Doesn't mean it's over yet though. We could still gain a position if the cars up in front have an incident by themselves, but you have to bear that in mind. It can still be possible even at this late into the race. While it can also be possible that I have an incident by myself and Fuji D managed to capitalize upon that. as well as the pack of cars that is behind me looking at the radar, well, the map, which we don't want. We have to be stable and consistent, which is quite crucial to be able to stay in our position. One more lap to go. We caught up a little bit of time from the car up in front. It would be nice to catch up a little bit more and be within the 2 seconds of that car up in front, and that means we will gain that position thanks to the penalties they have occurred. But I don't think that's going to be the case unless they fall off track. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do you think I'm going to be able to pull this one off? We are 3.8 seconds away. 3.7. I don't think it's going to happen. No, we're not really gaining enough time, and the track is definitely not big enough to gain that kind of time as well. First place has crossed over the finish line with 23.4 seconds ahead. 3.5 seconds away from the car up in front. They haven't fell off the track, sadly. So I think we have position 5 is ours, although we are 3.2 seconds away. I reckon one more lap we might have had them. One more lap, because I think their soft tyres were quite worn and our soft tyres are doing rather well. But that was a great race overall, and we've done alright. From position 13 to position 5, a lot of people have quit the race. You can see everybody after position 12 has quit. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and apologies again about the way I sound. Have a good weekend. Goodbye.